Hello, good people. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Stories by Tabe. I've missed you guys. I've really missed you. It's been a long time since I posted or since I went live. Yeah. So, guys, thank you so much for the 500 subscribers. The last time I was live, I don't know, I don't remember. I had maybe 300 subscribers, but here I am, 500 subscribers. Thank you so much, guys. I don't take it for granted. Yeah. So, in today's live, I just want to have fun, nothing serious, nothing gaff like, just having fun. And last there is a video I did, a live I was doing about somebody had asked a question like, why do we come to girls? Don't we have dreams back home? Don't we have ambitions? Don't we have like want to have husbands and children? And I wanted to answer that question. Like, that person, I think she's from she's a white, like she's from, not from Africa. So in Africa, it's not the same. Growing up in Africa is not the same like growing up like for them it's not the same, right? Like if you're in Middle East, their life here and the life back home is not the same. So I did that video a little bit, and people, let me just read the comments that people wrote. Somebody said that growing up in Africa, it's not easy when we are growing up. Growing up in Africa is not easy. When we are growing up, I had dreams, but now I can't tell what happened. I think it's only in countries like America where they grow up chasing their dreams and they are fulfilled. Yeah, that growing up in Africa is not easy. When we were growing up, I had dreams, but now I can't tell what happened. I think it's only in countries like America where they grow up chasing their dreams and they are fulfilled. So, why is this so? Like, I can see two people have joined. Thank you for joining. Comment down below. Tell me your childhood memories. I will read and we will have fun. So, this person is saying that it's not easy growing up in Africa, and you have dreams. When we are children, we have dreams, right? We will be asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? We'll say, I want to be a doctor, because when you go to hospital you see doctors, when you go to school you see teachers. So we would say, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a teacher. And you will see those, maybe those rich people having let me see, growing up, who are the rich people that you would think that, oh, I want to be like them? They were teachers, doctors, yeah, and that is what we wanted. But when you grow up, you realize that to have those things, like somebody was asking, don't you have dreams? Don't you have? We do have dreams, but you realize that to have those houses, beautiful, they need money, and money is not picked from trees. You have to work for the money. And now in Africa there are no jobs, so we have to come to wherever we have to go out of Africa to look for jobs to have those good life. But I don't mean that it's that bad. There are people who are back home and they are enjoying their life, right? Yeah, they are living well, but those who are not privileged, we are forced to come. Yeah, so somebody said that in America, kids grow up when chasing their dreams. You know, like for example, if I can say the differences of the children, like growing up in the differences between children from the poor people. I don't say there are no rich people in Africa. They are there who live good lives, but now the average and the below average class, and now if you compare them with American life, for example, in America, when a child is born, I don't know. I will give you what I hear. When a child is born, they they are born on a silver platter. Everything is there. They are exposed, which is not the same. And they have dreams. Exposure. You can't think beyond what you see. You can't think beyond what you see. So exposure is a big part. Those who are exposed dream more. They dream big, and they acquire more, they achieve more than those who are not exposed, I would say. Yeah, so somebody else commented. I'm just reading and trying to explain what people commented. Yeah. Somebody else said, happy to see you. Due to your experience, can you advise other people to go to Middle East? I did a video on this, advising people to come to Middle East. That is coming to Middle East is a personal decision, I would say. It's a personal decision depending on your circumstance. You can check out my video. I did a video on that because I think it's a very personal decision. Some people would want to come, some people would never want to come. Personally, if I go home, I would never want to come, and I would never want somebody else to come. But since I can't provide for them when they are home, if you want to come, you can come. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. If you meet good people, I don't think it's that bad. Yeah. So, somebody else said, hi Tabe, do men also suffer in foreign countries, Middle East, or is it that only our women? Do men also suffer? Okay. I don't know, guys. Do men also suffer? If you're a man and you are watching this, kindly comment down below and tell us. Somebody asked, do men also suffer in foreign countries, in quotes, Middle East, or is it that only our women? Um, for me, I think, yeah, even some men do suffer. We've seen men suffering too, but I think for them, because they come in groups, I don't know. I really don't know. I will find a man. I will look for a man, and he will explain for us, because the men I know who are in Gulf, um, the problem is that they fear coming. They fear coming on camel. I don't know how I will bring them here. Maybe I will just record without the video, without them being seen, because they fear the camera. But they do suffer, like salary being delayed. Somebody told me their salary can be delayed, and a lot of things. I think I will just bring somebody, but not like women. Some women suffer, like they will be beaten, they will be sexually abused. Such things cannot happen to men. So men suffer, but not in the same way like women suffer. That is what I think. But if you are watching this, if you watch this now or later, comment if men also suffer. And if you're a man and you have a story to tell, maybe not necessarily your own, general, about other companies, if men actually do suffer, inbox me. If you can't comment down, just inbox me on Instagram, stories_tabe, and I will we will connect and you will tell us. So whoever asked that, that is Prince of Aragon, is the one who asked me that. I will bring somebody to tell us if men also suffer. So somebody else said that me growing up, generally life was average. I mean, not bad. We were surviving. We were not actually exposed. Growing up, generally life was average. I mean, not bad. We were surviving. We were not actually exposed. I think that is the normal life of a Kenyan child. Yeah, we grow up not very much exposure, but life is it's normal for us. We see it's normal because like everybody is going through the same life. You are like all in the same class, maybe average or slightly above average or slightly below average, but we are happy. I think we are happy. We were happy growing up. We didn't see a big deal. It wasn't a big deal, yeah? I don't know. For me, I would say, however, I grew up, exposed or not, I think it was just normal. It was just normal. Now that we are grown and we are more exposed, we wish our kids will be more exposed than we were, because I think our parents gave us their best. They gave us their best. They did what they had to do, yeah. And yeah, we can't say that they didn't try. They did, really, they did try, because those days I think life was. And for those generations, some of the parents were not even educated. They were not also exposed. They were not also exposed. And like I said, you can't think beyond what you've seen. You can't think beyond what you've seen or read, like beyond the information in your head. You can't think beyond that. So unless you read, yeah, or you see or you hear, that's the only things you will think of. Things you've had, think of things you've read, or think of things that you are informed about, yeah. So if for them they were not exposed, others maybe were not God, I thought my network was going. Others were not even educated. Others were not exposed. But I think they gave us their best. I would say our parents gave us their best, and life was generally, I would say, was okay. So this one said that life was average, not bad. They were surviving, not actually not exposed. That one, it is for everyone, for most of us. Somebody has joined me. Comment down below kindly. Tell me if you can hear me. Let me see who you are. Just leave a comment. I see who it is. I will be happy. Tell me any of your childhood memory that you remember. Yeah, somebody said it was fun, the African ways in those interior upcountry places. Now, when somebody says in those interior upcountry places, I just smile, because I know in those interior upcountry places, it's swimming in the river. If you've swum in the river, comment down below. Those childhood memories in the village, playing in groups, football, and you know how we made football? Here I see balls are bought. For us, we were not bought balls. We made from polythene bags, those polythene nylon bags. We would make a bump, many polythene bags, and we tie and we make a round ball for the boys, yeah. For the girls also, we would make a ball and we play. I don't know what that game was called. In Kikuyu, we called it banya, and we would play. We would swing in trees. There were no bouncing castles, so we would swim on trees. Like we would make our own swings, mishuha. In our language we call them mishuha. Gokurutoka. What is gokurutoka in English? I don't know, like sliding. We would make our own slides, especially the boys. You know, a jelly can of water, a 5 liter jelly can. There is a way they would cut, and you will sit in it. A 5 liter jelly can, they would sit. You see this handle. Now behind the handle, they will cut it. They will cut it open, and you will sit and hold that handle. Now you go on a slopey place. We have hills and slopes and everything. I don't know. On a slopey place, you sit on that jelly can and you hold the handle and you slide. Those were our swings, our slides, our bouncing castles. Yeah. What else do I remember? The balls I've already said. Yeah, those are the African, like if he says it was fun, the African ways in those interior country places. That's what I remember, like the slides, the swings. Hmm. The swings would swing with tree branches, like you climb on a tree, you hold its branch and you swing. It's risky, I know, but yeah, we survived. It was fun. All we would make. For me, I remember my uncle had made for us a swing, two poles, and another one on top, and he hangs again. It was a jelly can. A jelly can. How had he made? He makes holes through and puts a loop in between, such that this loop is attached to the pole up, and you swing, and we swing in it, and the poles have to be firm on the ground, and we make a swing. Other than swinging on the tree branches, and we used to go to the forest to fetch firewood. So when you go to the forest to fetch firewood, hey, if you've ever gone to the forest to fetch firewood, or if you've never, hey, comment down below. In our village, that person said the African village way. African village way, interior up country places, that is the villages, yeah. We used to fetch firewood in the forests. We would go in a group of a group of girls and women too, by the way. I remember when I first went to fetch firewood. Guys, can you hear me? Comment if you can hear me at least. I don't know. I could be talking for nothing, but I think I'm okay. I don't know. If you can hear me, just comment. Hi, Mary. Can you hear me? I've talked, but I don't know if I'm audible. So we would go. I started going to fetch firewood when I was in maybe class six. Class six, I don't know how old I was. I don't remember how old I was, but thank you. Thank you, Mary says I'm clear. Thank you so much. So I'm talking about the childhood memories. I've read some comments I received from the other audio. I said, how was it growing up in Africa? Yeah. I've read some comments. Now I'm continuing with childhood memories. Mary Juliana, tell me your best childhood memories. For me, I'm saying at the age of, I think, below 14. That you can hear me even on silent. I think I was not 14 because I left high school. I left primary school when I was 13. And by the time I think I was 10. At the age of 10, I could go to the forest to fetch firewood. And we would go a group of women and children. And it was far, a walking distance, like we could walk for for 1 hour. 1 hour, hey, maybe even 2 hours. Like we would leave home early in the morning. We arrive in the forest at 8, and start cutting firewood. So they are cutting firewood. That's when we will swing with branches. The boys will swing with branches, and I don't know. We used to play a lot in the forest and pick wild fruits. Sijui zilikuwa zinaitwa aje hizo. Dare. I don't know them in English. Like the cherries. There were cherries in the forest. Wild fruits, yeah. Yeah, and we fetch firewood and we go back home, and it's back. I don't know why it's getting lost. Yeah, we fetch firewood, we carry on our backs. Yeah, we carry on our backs and we go back home. Again, 2 hours distance. We will arrive home by one, maybe. Yeah, Mary is saying we used to go to the river to take a bath there. Yeah, up country, people used to take bath in the river. Yeah, there. Sometimes one person will steal our clothes to hide in the water until it's dark outside. Oh my God. This is crazy. No. Have you ever gone to fetch firewood? Myself, I've never gone to bathe in the river, but I know some places in Kenya, particularly. I know some places where people, maybe Mary, up to date, do people in your community still bathe in the rivers? Because I think people, there are a certain community, yes, a certain community in Kenya where people bathe in the river. Do they still bathe? Because that story was in the river. So when it's dark outside, you go to the. I'm so my throat is paining already. I used to fetch. Mary says I used to fetch firewood too. That was fun. I also did go to fetch firewood. I remember my dad was against it the first day. We didn't even inform him. He only met us on the road when we are going. And he told us to go back, me and my sister. But other women, even my mom was not there. Other women are the one who told him, let them go. They are old. They are old enough. They will not fetch much firewood. So that's how we started going. After that day, every Saturday, weekdays it's school, Saturday is home, like weekends we are home. So every Saturday we would go to fetch firewood. Mary, I'm waiting. Do people in your community still bathe in the rivers? Oh my God. Another childhood memories. Swinging. Where did you used to? Mary, I don't know if you listened to my first how we used to make slides. A 5 liter jelly can. The boys did that work, I think. For us, it's the boys in our family who used to cut. Now they are men. They cut that 5 liter jelly can. From the handle, they cut a little bit. They cut behind a little bit, and they remove the behind part out of it so that you can sit and you hold the handle of the jelly can and you slide on a slopey surface. Those were our slides. Somebody used, we spit saliva on a leaf and put it on the firewood and go to play. We believed if you steal, your arm will swell. Really? If you steal the clothes or if you steal what? Oh my God, that was crazy. That we spit saliva on a leaf and put it on the firewood and go to play. We believed if you steal, your arms will swell. Yeah, homemade vehicles. Like we made everything. Even the balls, I have said how we made the balls. Homemade vehicles, the boys used to make from wires. Our boys, let me tell you, our boys are very creative. African boys, they are very creative. They used to make balls like football, yeah, that ball for football. They used to make from polythene bags and ropes. How do you call those ropes? Not very thin, thick ones, and they make it into a ball. Vehicles like cars, this for kids, eh? Our boys used to make them. School age boys like below 14, because in primary school we are below 14. Huh? So they would make vehicles like it looks like the little shape of a car, and they will make it, and it will we will is it driving? We will pull it and enjoy. Yeah. Homemade vehicles. If you steal the firewood, you put the you put you spit saliva on a leaf and put it on the firewood and go to play. When you go to cut the firewood, you leave your firewood, you spit saliva on a leaf so somebody will not steal. And you go to play. Oh my God. For me, I remember only the wild nuts, the wild fruits. That's what I remember going to pick the wild fruits. Oh my God! Someday some friends of mine had lost their ropes. There were police. I don't know if in your forest was restricted. Our forest was restricted. You could not cut down trees. You could only use the ones that have already dried, that is already dried. You could pick from the ground the ones that are already dried. It was illegal to cut down trees. Now, if you are caught, they take your rope and your they take your rope and your panga. Panga is that one for cutting the trees. Eh? So they had some friends of mine, they had their panga had been taken, and now they were going to pick it. So we used to go to fetch firewood as a group of women, girls, boys, a big group. Now, when we are going as a group, for them they diversed because they want to go to the police who took their pangas and ropes. Yeah? And they told me, come we go with you. For me, I didn't even know where they are going. Come take us with you. Like, come go with us. Me and my stupidity, I followed them and leave the larger group. There were only two. I followed them and leave the larger group. And we go a very long distance. Oh my God. And we go and sit there. It's not a guarantee. It's not that there are phones that you'll find these policemen. No. So I follow them blindly, and their parents knows where they are. They have gone to take those pangas and loops. And for me, my parents know that I went with another group of people to pick firewood. So at one, everybody was home by one. For me, I've not arrived. One, two, three, four. I'm even worried where I am. I'm worried because I don't have firewood. I came to fetch firewood. I don't have firewood. We are just seated waiting for policemen, which we don't even know. Those policemen who take care of the forest. How do you call them? Those who take care of the forest. We are waiting for them, and we don't even know if they will come or they will not come. But these girls, for them, their parents know where they are. They want to pick the ropes and the pangas. Me, I'm worried. What will my parents say? I don't have firewood. How will I go home? You know those thoughts, eh? How will I go home without the firewood and all those things? Hey, we sit. It's almost 4 now. Forest guards. Somebody is saying they are called forest guards. I think they are forest guards. Yeah. So when the police finally came, they gave them the panga and going back home. It's already starting to get dark. We don't have firewood. We start going to anywhere to collect firewood. Oh my god. Hey, I went home without firewood because for one I was very slow. Very slow. In fact, I've become slow here in I've become a little bit fast here in Lebanon, but I used to be very slow. So I go home and my parents are so mad at. No, in fact, I've not reached home. It's now getting dark, 6, and we meet our parents on the road. Huh? They are coming to to look for us because it's one at one everybody network. At one, everybody who went to fetch firewood is already home. Now it's getting dark. I don't know what's wrong with this network. I will put. They will get worried, right? So we met them coming to look for us, and they were so mad. My parents were so mad at me. I think that is the last time to the forest because I was told I don't know what I want when I got. I'm like wind. Somebody tells me go this way, I go. Go this way, I go. That is the last time I went to the forest. Oh my god, I was so stupid. What did you used to do to avoid being beaten at home or school? For me, I don't know, a calm person. I didn't make, not that I didn't make, let me tell you. The only mistake I used to do to be okay, that made me to be beaten. At school, I was a good student or a good people, so I will not be beaten. I wouldn't be beaten in school. I was an obedient child. I was bright. So teacher beating me, I don't remember a teacher beating me. Only in nursery school because the teacher wanted to was yeah, when I was so young. But in primary school I was a good pupil, I was disciplined, so no beating me. But at home, at home, so we used to have a shop. Up my dad still has is a business person, yeah. So we used to have a shop. It was right at home in our home. So we used to steal. We used to steal biscuits. Those who come from my neighbors, they know we used to have a shop. We still do, yeah. So we used to steal biscuits. We used to steal money. Like when we go to sell, when I summer comes, we will take biscuits. You know, kids with biscuits, yeah, and we will put in the pockets, and we will eat later. And not that we were not given, just greediness, I think, yeah. Or we would steal money, like we want to go to school and buy something, something, maybe I don't know, even sugar cane. You know, at school, in primary school, there were after school there were those women who came to sell fruits outside, outside the gate. So you want to come from school and buy those fruits. So because we were not given money, we would steal. I wasn't given money to go and buy those fruits. So we would steal maybe 20 shillings. but my dad would know because he has counted his money. Yeah, he has counted his money, and we are stealing in the morning when going to school. So we would go to school and come and find him waiting for us, and he would say, "Come here before we do anything. Come here. You stole money." Obviously, we would deny, but he knows his calculations. So we would be beaten. Oh my God. We used to be beaten like shit. God. We would be beaten for stealing. And not one time, and we will not steal again. We would steal and steal and steal. Like we used to be beaten like every week. We had to be beaten. I don't know anybody in my family, all my sisters, that somebody has not been beaten. No. As long as there is that shop, we used to be beaten for stealing. For stealing. Ati, we used to tie grass and put it in the pocket. Oh, when you tie grass and put it in the pocket, you will not be beaten. Hey, you have maids. Hey, for us, we would be beaten. Come rain, come sunshine. Maybe we used to say if you twist your fingers like this, you will not be caught. You stay like this. You tie you've tied your parents' mind. Eh? You tie your fingers like this. I don't know if it worked because we used to be beaten. Vitumbua ni nini? Vitumbua. I don't know what are those. All I've forgotten. Vitumbua. Hey, I don't know. The only kitumbua. The only kitumbua I know is the one they say kitumbua kimeingia mchanga, of which I didn't read that novel, so I don't know what it is. Kitumbua. I don't know, but I know that I know that grass that used to be tied. There was some grass that used to grow even in school, and girls would just sit down during break time and tie it. Are you meaning that grass? I don't know. But we being beaten, hey, we used to be beaten so much. At home, at school, no, at school personally, I wasn't beaten for any reason. I wasn't beaten. But at home, oh my God. But I thank God, those beatings shaped me. Yeah, those beatings shaped me. So I wouldn't beat my child. Personally, I wouldn't beat my child. But yeah, I wouldn't beat the panic. Beaten. Oh my God, I wouldn't beat a child like that. I'm not saying my dad was bad. You should come to Western. Yeah, you Western people, you have a lot of. They are not real. For us, we don't have them. All those. Vitumbua used to finish my money. What is with ice cream? Used on Sunday. On Sunday is a market day in our town. Up to date, it used to be a market day. So if we stole money on Friday or Saturday, it was stealing. Because I'm saying stealing because it's not given. It's stealing. We used to steal from our dad's shop. So when we steal money on Sunday, we would buy. On Sunday was a market day, and there are those people who will come from different parts of neighboring towns and come to the day in our town. So they will come with the ice cream, and it's ice water ice cream, colored water, and then it's made into ice. It's not this ice cream that we eat here that is creamy and vanilla flavor. I don't know what. No, it was just Uh, Water ice cream, iced water. It was just iced water, yeah, yeah, and yeah, those were the ice creams we would buy. 5 bob. It was 5 bob. So if you stole, we used to steal coins. A coin of 20 shillings. That coin, that coin of 20 shilling. That's what we would steal. It was the easiest. Did you wear shoes to school? Oh my God. Should I give this story? Wearing shoes to, not throughout my primary school. Sometimes I remember my Arab never come to see this when I'm still in Lebanon. I didn't want them to think that I was so poor. But wearing shoes when we were growing, let me tell you, it's not. I said like growing up was like poverty was normal. It was of the day. Taking tea without sugar, going barefooted. Shoes were for church. We used to have, like, if you have one pair of shoes, you can't go with it to school and then go with it to church on Sunday because it will not last long. It will not last long. So you will only put shoes Sunday, and to school you will go barefooted. And it's not walking, it's not a short distance, it's a walking distance. It's a walking distance. So you will walk to school barefooted. And hey, let me tell you, that schools were funny because I don't know about your schools. The Afri I don't want to say the African toilets. The pit latrines that we used, they still are there. We used to have pit latrines, and they are shared among so all the students, all the students, and you are like 1,000 in the school, and you are there barefooted. Oh my God, don't even remind me of those things. But wearing shoes to school, hmm, that was not throughout this. Okay, I didn't go barefooted throughout my primary school, but whenever I had only one pair of shoes, I we put it on Sunday only. Other days, or when we are going maybe to festivals or an occasion, but to school you will go barefooted. And it was a kawaida thing. It was a normal thing because everybody else was coming barefooted, yeah? Yeah, everybody everybody else was coming barefooted, so we didn't mind. Uh-huh. Somebody asks, did you wear shoes? That one answer. Joyce Cooler, put in paper and put in freezer. That was our ice cream. Juice cola. Sini juice cola. Juice cola and those these sachets of orange juice, which you put and then you put water and it becomes juice. Now those ones will be put. I don't know how they will put on. They will put in paper. Yeah, they will put in paper. Others will put in sticks. Put in the fridge, and we are good to go for the ice cream. Yeah, that was what was our ice cream. Um, just I wear shoes in high school because it was compulsory. Yeah, now high school shoes was a compulsory. You couldn't go without shoes. Yeah, so you are lucky. You are lucky to put on shoes high school. If you didn't go to high school, not everybody that went to primary school goes up to high school. No, some people just dropped out, maybe due to school fees, maybe their marks, their pass out, their their marks did not allow them to go to high school and they did not want to repeat. A lot of things could, but if you went to high school, then that was compulsory to put on shoes. But in primary school, going to school barefooted, it was the order of the day. It was very, 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 very normal. If you've never gone to if you've never gone to school barefooted, and you're from Africa, you've never gone to school barefooted, comment down below here. Comment down below and tell us about it. For us, I did. I remember I did go without shoes. Yeah, I went to school. I wore shoes in high school. So how was it? Were you the only person who didn't were you the only family who didn't put on shoes, or it was for everybody? Were other people's putting on shoes, or it was only you who did not put? How was it? Tell me how it was for you. Africa produces very hardworking people. That's for real. That's very, 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 very true. We produce very hardworking people and creative. Our creativity is top notch. Top notch. The other day I was telling my madam that when we want to when we want to put electricity, like, we nobody will bring you electricity bill like here. Somebody will knock on your door, they are bringing electricity bill. For us, we pay with card. We just go, you buy your consumption, your zinaitwa nini, you buy your units. Yeah, you buy your units on however much you want to use, however amount you want to buy your units. You buy, they will load it in your card, like an ATM card, and there is something in the house they fix for you, and you'll just come and put in key in the digits and you have electricity. Nobody will come knocking your door to give you electricity bill. For us, we are advanced. Don't see us like think that Africa is poor. We are very, very, very much advanced. If I can compare with them, with maybe here in Lebanon, I think technology wise, we are good. Uh, in primary school, in my class, nobody wore shoes. We were all poor. That was the order. That was the order. Now, for us in primary school, we had what do you say? We had children. When we were in school back then, our time, it was not free like now. Like now, for example, right now in Kenya, primary school is free, so everybody is going to school, but back then we used to pay. Primary school was not for free. We used to pay. So even teachers, their children were in these same schools. Even doctors, their children were in these same public schools. These days you will never find a rich person's child, or a teacher's child, or like somebody who is at least well up in a public school where it's free of charge. Very few rich people. I don't know which type of school, maybe in a boarding, but especially day schools, you'll not find them. So we had teachers and doctors, and those special teachers and doctors, and you'd find that a teacher is married to a doctor. Yeah, teacher is married to a doctor. Like, it was the common profession. They were the common professions in the village. Teachers, doctors. If I remember, in my village, I know of teachers, doctors, either veterinary doctors or whatever, primary school teachers, secondary school teachers. Those were them. the professions I grew up knowing, because my neighbors, those were the professions they had. Now, these children of teachers and doctors, they never came to school barefooted. So for us, there were classes. There were those who were very poor, who didn't come to school with shoes at any particular time. There are now the average ones who sometimes they will come with shoes, sometimes they will not come with shoes. And there are now those who are from rich, those who are children of teachers. You would never see them without shoes and socks. Hey, kwetu sasa we would put on shoes, but socks. Hey, socks. I think I've also put on socks. I put on socks when I went to high school, because in high school now you have to put shoes and socks. Shoes I did put in primary school, but with socks. Hey, wait. Apana, I did put on socks in primary school. So, so somebody says, in my primary school, in my class, nobody wore shoes. We were all poor. Sorry, for us we were mixed. There were teachers, doctors, and now we had those groups. We didn't have electricity in my home those days. Of course. In my village, they only installed electricity these years. Like, even if you had the money, even those rich people, like those doctors and those, they also didn't have electricity. Even if you had the money, there were no like electric line passing for you to bring in electricity in your home. There was no. They only recently started putting electricity. Like like in my home, let's say less than 5 years ago, that's when they started putting electricity in the villages. But we didn't have electricity. We used to have paraffin candles. No, not candles. Those ucho tutatu tulikuwa tunaitwa aje? I forgot. Oh my god. Kagwatera. I know it in Kikuyu, kagwatera. Like it's a container, a metallic container. Then here at the top, it has something where you can pour paraffin in. When you pour paraffin, then there is some, like, that candle thing that burns. That thing is now a little bit big. It is inserted here from the top to down. It will absorb paraffin, and now you can light it and it lights. Yeah, that one, that was our source of light. Kagwatera, I don't know it in other language, and I don't know it in English. And then there was now the glass light. I don't know what it is called. I can only see it in my head, but that hiyo taa ya glass, ukiwa na hiyo, if you have that one, now you are rich. If you have that taa ya glass, it has two handles. It has a handle here on top again. It's the same setting. It uses paraffin. There is somewhere you open, you pour in paraffin, and there is those things for absorbing paraffin, and you light it with the matchbox, and it lights, and then you will cover it with the glass. And you have to clean that glass from inside every day, because it brings out soot. It brings out soot like smoke, black smoke. So it will be here on top, it will be all black. You have to clean. We had to clean it every day. If my dad comes in the evening and finds it black, you light it when it's black, it will not see well, like clearly, like a clean one. Yeah. And then we had that small one. Maisha. But it was normal. We didn't see any big deal. What food did you eat in school? Hey, food in school. We didn't eat any food in school. We didn't eat any food in school. Did you eat in your own school? For us, we didn't eat in school. We ate, like in primary school, there was no food. You only ate after breakfast. We had to go back home for lunch. Yeah, at 12:45 we had lunch break. Then at 1:45 we are back to class at 1:45. Lunch break of the whole of 1 hour, 1 hour, one full hour, from 12:45 to 1:45. Yeah, we that's when we would go home. We'd go back home for lunch, and then we'd go back to school. And it's a long distance, so you have to run. We would never see an obese child. Those days, leave this Weetabix children. Those days there are no obese children, because why will you be obese and you have to run to school in the morning? Because maybe the school is far. Public schools, they were far. For example, I remember we had three, no, in our village we had two public schools. Now you can imagine a whole village, and it's big, 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 big. Somebody is coming like 5 kilometers away, and he has to attend to that public school. There were no private schools back then. Private schools came in 2000. That's when we started having private schools, private primary schools. But before then, there were no private schools, so we all went to public schools. So somebody will come from 2 in the morning. At 7 you have to be in school. So you have to take breakfast and run to the school. There were no vehicles, where we didn't even have bicycles to take us and run to school. Then at 12:45 they have to run back home for lunch, and you have to eat quickly, and maybe at 1:30 you run back to school, because you need at least 45, 15 minutes or 30 minutes, not walking, running to school. And we would be beaten, by the way, for late coming. I don't know, were you beaten for late coming? For me, I was always beaten for late coming. By the way, you asked about being beaten. Yes, for late coming, because I was very slow, so I would finish doing my work, like dressing up. I would be the last at home. I would take my breakfast slowly. My sisters will go and leave me eating, so I would be late and I would be beaten. Lunchtime I will go home. I didn't like to run, so I will run and get tired. I will reach home the last. I will eat my food the last. When the others run, they will leave me on the road, and I will be beaten for it coming. Yeah, for late coming I would be beaten, but cases of indiscipline, never. Yeah, so we didn't eat in school, but home, yeah, we did eat. Ati, did you eat in school? Juliana, did you eat in school? Like, were you provided with food at school? Well, that one is now. Now they do provide food. Like right now, children don't go back home for lunch like we used to do. But for us, we used to go home for lunch. We were never cooked for. But teachers, even teachers used to go home for lunch. No matter how far they are coming from, they used to go back for lunch. For them, they would come back at 2. Or 1:45. At 2 or 1:45, I don't remember, but I think I ate githeri for 12 years. I was in school. That is in primary school. You're provided with food. For me in high school we did eat githeri, but for me, I didn't study in Kenya. I didn't do my high school in Kenya, but in Kenyan high schools, they ate getheri. Yeah, like throughout the 4 years, they will, like 4 years in high school, from 1 to from 4, you will eat getheri for lunch. But for me, I didn't do my high school in Kenya, so at least I didn't eat getheri. I didn't eat getheri in primary school. I ate, we ate ugali in Uganda. Why is this merciful shit from Uganda? I did my high school in Uganda. Those people eat ugali for lunch and breakfast, and like ugali is like getheri. The way we have getheri in Uganda is kaunga nebijanjaro. Posho and beans. It's called posho. Like ugali. Ugali and beans. We ate ugali and beans for lunch, ugali and beans for dinner. I even developed heartburn. Like I used to have a very severe heartburn. I always had magnesium tablets because of heartburn. Oh my god. Partial beans, lunch, beans, supper. When they change for you is on Sunday. That's when we would eat rice. Oh my, I told you, I've eaten enough to last me a lifetime. I ate rice in high school. I ate rice in here in Lebanon. Oh my God. But I've eaten rice in high school. If they changed for you in Uganda, we ate kaunga na ebijanjalo, posho and beans. Lunch, dinner, ugali and beans for lunch, for dinner. When they changed for us, they changed, maybe a teacher is celebrating something or they are celebrating something. That's when we will eat rice and beans and meat, maybe. And on Sunday. Also, they like katogo. There is some food they call it katogo. That is cassava. Cassava mixed also with the beans. Like beans is meat in Uganda. Oh my god, I ate those beans for to last me a lifetime. Hmm. What games were available in your school? Did you have basketball? Basketball, yeah, in high school in Kenya, that is, we had basketball. We had basketball, football, running matches, MDD, that is music, dance, and drama. But in primary school, we only had football, football and athletes, running matches. Yeah, and we had competitions. But basketball, yes, we did have in high school. And we had, okay, the school I studied in, it had a lot of other students from other countries. So basketball was played by Sudanese. They are tall. They were very tall, very very tall. I've seen Sudanese here, but they are not as tall as the Sudanese we were with in school. Those ones were very tall, and they're the ones who played basketball. Okay, there were Ugandans who did, but Sudanese played basketball. Personally, with my slowness, what game will I play? I didn't play any game. I didn't play any game personally, yeah. But yeah, maybe MDD, which is not a game, is an activity. Music, dance, and drama. It is very common. I don't know if it's still, but it was very common in Uganda. Every school had the music, dance, and drama. It was very, very good. That is, electricity has gone here in Lebanon. I loved football while in primary school, but now I have become lazy. Did you personally play football? Did you play, or you just loved watching? For me, I would watch people playing. Personally, I would playing, maybe you see in primary school, the jumping rope jumping. I played that game, jumping the rope. You could jump alone, or you could jump when you are a group. One person this side, another person this side, and you Mabrican. When we would sing Mabrican, number 21, number 28. I went for a walk and now I stop on the block. 0 by 0 is 8. 0 by 0 is 0. I am a girl and this or that. Fabrican. I don't know what you called it in your in your school, but that's how we played rope jumping. Either alone or someone did this side, another on this side, and now you are in the middle. You are the one playing. And there was another game. I don't know what. I really don't remember their names. I don't. You dig a hole on the ground. Yeah. You put their stones, and then you, with one stone, you throw a stone up like this, and you remove these stones. You throw a stone up and you put back, and you have to hold it back. If it drops, you've missed. You failed. If it doesn't drop, you continue. So you will start by you throw, like you throw, you remove the stones, and you have to hold it back. If it falls, you've lost. You start by, then when you put them back, you leave one stone the first time. Then you throw again. Ilikuwa inaitwa aje hiyo game? I don't remember. You throw the second time, you leave two stones out and put back the others. You throw the third time, you remove all the stones, and then you throw up again, you put back and leave three stones. Like that. If you're throwing for 3 times, you leave 4 until, like, if these stones drops, or if you've removed the first stone, the second time you're supposed to leave two stones, maybe you leave one. If you leave one, you've lost. Or if you leave three, again you've lost. I don't know what that game was called. Just sitting down and playing it with your friends. Which other game did we play? And now tying those ropes. Like a big grass grows. Oh my network. We had a lot of grasses growing, and we would plate them. Would plate them just seated. And there was another game we used to play. Where? I don't know what it is called. 40 to play small with a small ball, one person that side and one person this side. And now we are a group. We start at one corner. It had 4 corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the people who are like playing the game, a group, yani, and then 2 people are playing with the ball. So we will run around in those 4 corners, and these 2 people will hit you with the ball as you are running. If the ball hits you, you are out. If the ball hits you before you are in that corner, you come out. Ilikuwa inaitwa nini? I don't remember the name of that game. Kindly comment. Banya, sio banya. The name is coming and getting lost. I don't remember the name, but we used to like play around. It has to reach up to 40. Now, if all people lose, you maybe choose, if you are 10, you go 5, 5. Yeah? If one side loses, you've lost. If all people are hit before you reach 40. If one person makes up to 40, you've won the game and you have to repeat. If you lose, nobody makes it up to 40, you have, was it 40 or 45? I think up to 40. Like you move around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like that up to 40. And these people, they are hitting you with the ball. If they hit you as you run around, you run around the corners. If they hit you before you are in that particular corner, you are off the game. Ilikuwa inaitwa aje seriously? I don't know. Then there is another game, Are You Ready? That one everybody knows. Are you ready? Where you are a group of one person who is now playing the game closes their eyes and counts. Maybe you agree up to 40. Count, no, up to 10. Counts up to 40. Are you ready? And we used to say, Are you ready? No, no. Are you ready? No, no. And you go hide. The other people goes to hide wherever you will hide. And that was hide and seek. And then when I open my eyes after counting 10, there is nobody. I have to look for them. I have to look for them one by one. If they come and tap where I was counting from, they have won. But if I find one person and I come and tap where I was there, if I find one person, they have lost. If I find nobody and they come and tap where I was counting from before I find them, I have to repeat it again. Those are the games we used to play. What are the game? Hide and seek, banya, hiyo ya tumawe. I don't remember hiyo ya tumawe. What was it called? If you know what it was called, kindly comment. Ilikuwa inaitwa aje? I don't remember what it was called for real. I don't remember. Let me see. Football. Football, personally, I couldn't run. I couldn't run. I was heavy. I was not fat, but I used to feel heavy. Like I couldn't run. I couldn't run for. I was lazy. Let me say I was lazy. I couldn't run, so I didn't play football. But yeah, we used to have football in school. Mm. In high school, I also didn't play game. I didn't play any game in high school. You see, in Uganda, let me tell you what I noticed. In Uganda, uh, like according to how I was brought up and the school I went to in Uganda, there the students were very, very, very much exposed. Yeah, they were very much exposed. Like I looked like a villager for real. Oh my god. But in Uganda, I looked like a villager with my villageness. Ugandans, they were more exposed. Yeah, they were more exposed and they knew a lot of games, a lot of dancing, like those music dance and drama. They knew, like, I can't compare the school I went in primary school and we are classmates, so they have us. And in Uganda they don't go to class 8, they only go up to class 7. Yeah, they go to class up to class 7. So imagine these are class 7 students, the class 7 pupils, and me, I'm a class 8. I've come to this school, and these people knows a lot. Like they are so exposed. When we go to swimming outings, swimming, we used to call them party. We used to call them what? They were parties. We used to have parties in school, organized by teachers. We would go to would go to the beach. Yeah, would go to the beach. They know to swim. All my girlfriends, they knew to swim. For me, I'm there. I'm even scared of getting into the water because the much water I've seen is the one in a basin. Now I'm here in the ocean, in the beach, and they want me to swim. No. So Ugandans, the school I went, the pupils were so much exposed. So for them, they played a lot of games. It's not that we didn't have other games. There were, if it's basketballs, even the boys, the Ugandan boys could play the basketballs. We also had Kenyan boys play because like basketball in Kenya, I don't know if it's there. I don't know if it's there. I've never seen a basketball court in Kenya or anywhere we don't have. For real, we don't have. But if in your place you have a basketball court, I think now there are places that have, and if you go to your village, you will find. And maybe in your village there is, tell us. But for us, we didn't have. But the Ugandan boys, they could play basketball and netball. Netball. Personally, in primary school, did we play netball? Maybe during sports season, but I didn't play. Obviously the teacher will pick those like those people who are very active. For me, I wasn't active physically. So, and because you're not playing like it's an everyday game. No, you're being picked. You'll be trained for competition. Yeah. When I got to high school, and these people playing in netball was an activity in their school. It's not just for competition. So you see, for them they know, but for my case, the school I went in high school, where those kids were so much exposed. The Ugandans. I don't know if it's everywhere. If a Ugandan watching this, tell me if it is everywhere. But in the school I went, where mm, it was a white school, so definitely the kids there were more exposed because yeah, they were more exposed. I don't know because of what, but they really were exposed with a lot of games, with a lot of things. Hey, I just used to look and and admire. Yeah. What other what other childhood memory? So I think I will close this live. Africa produces that one I did. My class, nobody wore shoes. That one I did. Mm. Is there electricity in your home right now? Or it's still the same? You said we didn't have electricity those days. Is there electricity right now in your home? Tell us. For me right now, yeah, there is. The whole village. The whole village, there is electricity thanks to the government. These days there is those steamer machinani, electricity in the village. So most villages have electricity right now, but it's just recent. It's a very recent activity, less than 5 years. Before 5 years ago, we didn't have electricity. We used to have, in my home, in our home, in my home, we used to have solar. In fact, when I was growing up in high school, when I was in high school, no, not in high school only, in primary, still in primary school, because when we had TV, I was in primary school. I remember, I remember how when I knew about the World Cup. I was in primary school because we are the only people who had a TV in the village. And all the village men and boys came to our house every night until the World Cup was done. Every night they came to our house to watch football, to watch that World Cup. Yeah. So every night we would eat early. My mom would make us eat early and go to bed, so that these men could now, like everybody in the village, all the men and boys and people, like whoever is interested in football, would come to our house to watch football, because there was no electricity, and we had solar, and we had a TV. You know, television would use electricity, so we had a solar system and a TV, so people would come to watch football in our place. Time for football. So I remember, yeah, we used to have solar in my home. So we still used to use that taa, hiyo taa yenye I told you about, because this solar, solar uses the sun. So in cold days when there is no sunshine, the solar will, the battery will not charge. So if it doesn't charge, you have that option of using paraffin. But when it's sunny, we are using the solar. But it was not for like you can do anything else, only for light. Only for light in, and you can't light all the bulbs. You only light one bulb at a time. Now they are a little bit improved, because I saw that at home, because we still do have those solars, we can switch off electricity during the day and switch on the solar. So, in the day there is sunshine, yeah, and if you don't use these batteries, they will spoil. So in the day we could switch on the solar, and in the night we switch on electricity and switch off the solar. And some could even heat water. So it's getting more advanced. Maybe they have bought a higher quality. I don't know, I didn't ask. I didn't ask, but we still have those two options. Now that there is electricity and we had the solar, we have both. So we didn't suffer much with electricity, and we used to watch those programs. Tausi, which other program do I remember? Oh my god. Tausi, if I said the bold and the beautiful, I would be lying, because it was a program that used to come and we are told to go to sleep. But we used to watch Tausi, Vionja Mahakamani. What? Do I remember anything else? Which other programs did we watch back then? What? Watoto wa Weetabix, don't comment, because you don't know Tausi. You don't know Tausi, you don't know Vionja Mahakamani used to come on Friday. Haya. I don't remember. There were so many. Like every day we had a program on the TV and we would be hooked. 7:30 to 9. 9 was time for news. So from 7:30 we have a program until 8 I think. There were 30 minutes programs. We would wait for them. I don't remember them, but I remember Tausi, Tahidi High, Tausi, they were way before Tahidi High. And some trailers, but there were other Kenyan movies that we used to watch back then, programs. Some were soaps, some were like Tahidi was a Kenyan series. Um, House Helps of Kawangwale. Yes, watch. I only hear of it right now. I don't know where I was when it was airing. But I did watch Tausi. Yeah. So guys, that is it for today. I don't have anything I can remember, but if you want to ask me, you can ask me. I will grandly comment. That is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being there. Thank you, Mary Juliana. God bless you. Thank you for being there. Thank you for the question. Thank you for the key for keeping the conversation going. I love you so much. Thank you so much. Goodbye. Watch about your childhood memories. Yeah. Thank you so much. See you in my next next video. Kindly consider liking this. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Yeah, let's get to 1,000 subscribers. Bye, guys, and broadcasts.